Hello, everyone. It is I, the Fable of Fables. Yes, that's right. I'm stepping away. I'm recording some Transformers lore this time. Actually, I recorded a bunch of Gundam stuff, so I thought, as to not hopefully burn myself out, might as well try something else. This time, it's a request by this lovely soul here. I'm gonna be honest, bud. My brain doesn't want to work right now, and I have a bit of a headache, so I'm not even gonna try to pronounce your name. Thank you so much for the request. Sorry it's taking me so long. That was not a day ago, that was weeks ago. I'm so sorry. I'll get there eventually, guys, I promise. Anyway, love you guys. Let's start.
Peoples of YouTube, please attend carefully. For this week's episode, we're looking at another frequently requested character, a cult favorite who's made a real impression on fandom despite a comparatively small number of toys and roles in media. These are the basics on the Decepticon Ambassador of Destruction, Overlord. The original Overlord toy was released exclusively in Japan in 1988, the 15-inch tall centerpiece of that year's range of Decepticon figures. His robot mode was formed from two separate vehicles that combined together, a tank and a jet, which could also link up to form a base. Overlord was a Godmaster, the Japanese name for the toys known in English-speaking markets as Power Masters.
Oh, okay.
He came packaged with two minifigures named Giga and Mega, who transformed into engines that plugged into special sockets on the vehicles. Overlord could only transform when these two engines were in place, unlocking the joints necessary to convert the toy. Once he was in robot mode, they could also activate spring-loaded weapons hidden in his abdomen. As seen in the Japanese exclusive animated series, Super God Master Force, Overlord started out as a lifeless robot body known as a Transtector, one of several stolen from the Autobots by the Decepticons' new leader, the evil energy being Devil Zed.
Devil
Seeking
Zed.
to create the ultimate life form by fusing human beings and Transformers together, Devil Zed recruited humans and gave them the power of the Master Force that allowed them to combine with and control the Transtectors. Husband and wife team Giga and Mega were linked to the Overlord Transtector.
Oh, damn.
Giga piloted the Giga Tank and Mega the Mega Jet, with Giga appearing to have primary control of their combined robot form. It went unmentioned in the cartoon, but the Master Force manga explained that Devil Zed found the couple after they had drowned at sea and used his unearthly powers to resurrect them to serve as his proxies,
So
the
sad.
leaders and parental figures of a cult-like family of human Decepticons. Overlord had the ability to negate the healing powers of other Godmasters, which allowed him to defeat
Dude, that's really interesting, huh?
the Autobot Godmaster Jinrai in their first encounter, leading to a long-standing rivalry and numerous battles between the two. However, Devil Zed's hatred of humanity eventually grew too much for Giga and Mega to bear. They were proud of their human heritage, and turned on him when he attempted to destroy all of mankind. For their betrayal, Devil Zed forcibly separated Giga and Mega from the Overlord Transtector, killing them and bringing the Transtector to life as a Cybertronian lifeform in its own right.
Jesus.
After Jinrai destroyed Devil Zed, this entirely robotic Overlord left Earth with the other Decepticons, but would return in 1990's Transformers Zone as one of 9 generals assembled by the newest Decepticon leader, Violin Jiger. The Overlord toy never made it to North America, but in 1991, it...
Is it kind of bad to say that I kind of like Giga and Mega? I don't know. They didn't necessarily seem like bad people, even though they were on the wrong side. You know what I mean? It's weird. Anyway.
was released in Europe and Australasia. The Japanese backstory for the character was discarded. This release labeled Overlord a legendary Decepticon anti-hero, a self-contained nomadic assault machine, and rebranded Giga and Mega as nameless Energon minifigures who gave Overlord his powers. It was in 2003 that Overlord finally appeared on American store shelves, but only in the form of a small PVC figurine, a surprising inclusion in the Heroes of Cybertron line of figures that Hasbro had imported from Japan. For this release, Overlord was given the new name Gigatron, and he gained a mention in the pages of
Gigatron.
Wave Productions comic books later that year, when he was name-dropped as the ancient creator of Power Master technology in that continuity. American audiences got their first major exposure to Overlord in the 2010 comic book Last Stand of the Wreckers from IDW Publishing. Irish writer-artist Nick Roach had owned the European release of the Overlord toy as a kid, and brought him new fame by featuring him as the villain of the series, a rogue Decepticon super warrior who was obsessed with Megatron, the only opponent who had ever defeated Overlord in the Decepticon gladiator pits. The cruel, sadistic Overlord seized control of the Autobot prison Garrus 9, hoping the horrific display he put on there would catch Megatron's attention and lure him
Sorry
in for the
about that.
rematch he so desperately
Oh, Jesus, dude, look at how bloody this is. Good lord.
desired. But instead, it was the Autobot commando unit the Wreckers who arrived to liberate the prison and defeat Overlord. In later comics, Overlord would return to menace the crew of the starship Lost Light, and finally got his chance for a rematch with Megatron, only to discover that the former Decepticon leader had grown old and renounced violence. His life's goal having suddenly lost all meaning, Overlord fell in with the mad scientist Tarantulas, whose experiments into organic alternate modes led to Overlord attaining the power to transform into a human.
What
In
the?
this new form, under the identity of Megan Guiglione, a name that
But what?
paid homage to Mega and Giga from Master Force,
Oh.
Overlord entered politics and stoked the fires of anti-Transformer hatred among humanity. But really, he was just biding his time until Tarantulas completed his latest invention, a time machine, which
Oh,
Overlord
no.
intended to use to travel back to confront Megatron when he was still in his prime. But the machine proved to be Overlord's undoing when Wreckers leader Springer used it to hurl his two vehicle components to opposite ends of the time stream, splitting Overlord across history and ending his threat for good. With Overlord's popularity at new highs thanks to Last Stand and fans hungry for a new toy, the official Transformers convention, BotCon, jumped on the opportunity and released a new exclusive figure at the 2012 convention. A retool of the 2009 Revenge of the Fallen Bludgeon figure with a new head sporting the famously pouty lips Roach had given Overlord in Last Stand that had almost
Jesus
instantly become a
Christ,
hallmark
dude.
of the character. Hasbro still didn't have the Overlord trademark, so this figure bore the Gigatron name once again, and he appeared in the convention-exclusive comic book as a version of the character from the Generation 1 Marvel comic universe, battling the evil Autobots from the mirror universe of Shattered Glass for control.
I want to learn more about the shattered glass dimension. It sounds amazing, especially since Starscream in that universe is
of
apparently the
Earth's rarefied
best.
Energon. Finally, after years of waiting, a brand new Overlord toy was released as part of the Titans Return toy line in 2017, this time using the character's original Japanese name. Just like the original figure, the toy split into a tank and jet and had a base mode. But rather than two Godmaster partners, came instead with the Titan Master Dreadnought, who formed Overlord's head.
Not Dreadnought.
The toy earned Overlord a role in Machinima's Prime Wars trilogy of cartoons, which drew heavily
From what I understand, the Prime Wars Machinima cartoon was really bad. Which sucks because I think it had potential.
on IDW's version of the character by again depicting him as a rogue Decepticon obsessed with defeating Megatron. Though viewers familiar with the comics were a little taken aback by his unexpected southern accent.
I don't need your permission to go anywhere. I'm Overlord.
Oh my
In
god, that
Berserker's
accent.
Overlord allied with the evil Prime Megatronus, killed the Mistress of Flame, and orchestrated Unicron's possession of Hot Rod.
No,
But
not Hot
when he
Rod.
finally caught up to Megatron, his chance for revenge was cut short when the Decepticon leader atomized him with the ancient Requiem blaster.
Oh shit.
The Japanese release of the new Overlord figure paid even closer homage to the original. Instead of Dreadnought, it came with new versions of Mega and Giga, who could each form a different head for Overlord. Manga packaged with the figure continued the couple's story from the Master Force cartoon. detailing how Devil Zed brought them back to life and granted them a new Overlord Transtector each, which they could combine to form Overlord Terra, a makeshift combination created by the manga's author Hayato Sakamoto, which you can replicate if you have 2 Overlord toys.
Makes sense, yeah.
From rare and sought-after international exclusive to American comic book villain, from human-controlled robot to true transformer, from proud warrior to absolute monster, Overlord has worn a surprising variety of faces for a character whose time in the spotlight has been so sparing in the 30 years since his debut. But his emergent fan-favourite status is proof that there's no corner of Transformers history that isn't just waiting for the right creator to shine a light on it at the right time and turn it into the next big thing.
Oh yeah.
And those are the basics on Overlord. How did you first encounter him? Was it...
I first encountered him by someone requesting me to check him out. Alright guys, if you like this kind of content, do like, comment, and subscribe. I kind of think he's an interesting character. Like I said, whereas it sounds, I kind of like Mega and Giga in the anime. It's weird. They don't strike me as bad people. Maybe people that got really unlucky, but they literally had a family-like cult. And I think it's cool that they had like a family. I don't like the fact that they had a cult, but I don't know, it's weird to say that. I kind of feel bad for them. I know you're probably all like thinking like, hey, well, what are you on about? And I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, guys, if you like this kind of content, do like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate you guys. I love you all. Thank you again for requesting this. Sorry it's taking me so long. I'm trying my best here. I legitimately trying, but I'm gonna try to get a decent schedule going on, guys. All right, love you. Bye.